There is a mimer discussing Mayim Rabim, which discusses the very many waters which drag a soul down. It says that some worries are so vast and dense that they weigh a person down, as if the ocean is on top of them and smothering them. Others are like a rapid river, constantly gushing to wash over the soul. But it says even all of these worries, all of these challenges, they can't remove the love which a Yid has for Hashem. And these are the challenges of financial worries, making a living. This is also why the spies decided they didn't want to go into the land of Eretz Yisrael, because they said to themselves, why should we go into Eretz Yisrael where we have to be concerned with plowing fields and dealing with cattle? Instead, let's stay in the desert where we have the Anani HaKavod, the clouds of glory, and the Be'er Mayim, and the man from heaven, and Hashem takes care of us, and we sit and we learn and we daven. And because of that, and with that, it's perfect. Hashem takes care of us physically, and we take care of whatever needs to be done spiritually, and it's wonderful. But as we know, the Diri Yisparach B'Tachtonim, Hashem doesn't want spiritual beings. Hashem doesn't need a monk on a hill or a mountain. Hashem wants us to be involved in the physical world. Hashem wants us specifically inside the physical world. I have my cousin-in-law. He was he had gone to yeshiva in Eretz Yisrael. I believe it was in Tzfat. And as he likes to call them Chassidim of the Alter Rebbe, or Mamish, they would spend time learning Maimarim all day, spend time connecting with nature, and it was, how you could explain Olam Haba, Chassidish Olam Haba, sit down learning and davening and, connecting with Hashem up in the mountains. And he said the whole time, something was out of place. Something, couldn't put his finger. Something was out of place. Anyway, Simchas Torah one year, he hears Rabbi Steinsaltz is in town, or he went to his shul, whatever it was, in Eretz Yisrael, and he says, I need to go talk to him. So he pushes his way to the front of the crowd, and he gets face to face with Rabbi Steinsaltz, and Rabbi Steinsaltz was in the middle of talking. And, so Steinsaltz looked at him for a moment, kept talking. Anyway, when he finished his speech, Rabbi Steinsaltz, and he was just staring at him, just looking straight at him. He had some to drink because it was Simchas Torah. Rabbi Steinsaltz gave him a good hard look for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and he whacked him across the face, and he told him, younger man, Hashem is greater than holiness. Hashem is greater than holiness. And he said, that was the piece that was missing. He said in 5 seconds he looked at me. He looked me up and down. He knew everything about me. That was it. He could no hiding from the tzaddik. But he said that was exactly what he needed to hear. He was stuck on the mountain trying to reach Hashem by going up to the heavens. He didn't realize that Hashem is far beyond the heavens. There's a word from a chassid who said, oh my gosh, I just heard it yesterday. I think it was Chassidim of the Alter Rebbe. Rabbi Isaac Humler said about another chassid, I forget who, he said about him, he has a wild mind. But anyway, he said, the difference between me and this other chassid is a difference between, a cat as well, cat. He said, don't think that it means, just like I'm different from a cat, so just like a cat's different from me, so much lower than me, so too, I'm like a cat compared to him. He says, no, you don't understand. Me and the cat are the same when you put us next to him. But, little Chassidish Shemaitza, but back to where we were. Hashem is greater than holiness, and he said, I appreciate it. Instead, I was trying to find Hashem up in the mountains, trying to find Hashem in the holy, sublime Chassidus, and it's not where Hashem is. Hashem is in the day-to-day life, in running around and all the nonsense, and and just getting through what we have to, just to survive. You find Hashem in there too. That's where you find Hashem. But he said, and so sure enough, he went, he moved Pashut to, the right in the middle of Yerushalayim, and he has a Chabad house now, or Al Derech, I don't know, official Chabad house, but trust me, it's a Chabad house. Pashut inspires people, he talks to people, he has people buy Shabbos meals all the time. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing to see. But I brought up the Mayim Rabim for a reason, and I was thinking about, water. So it speaks about how the water drags us down and pulls us under and drowns us, everything. But the reality is, water only does that when we're very dense. Water only does that when we're very heavy. Something heavy sinks down. something light not only doesn't sink down, the water actually carries it up. The water brings it up to where it needs to go. The water elevates it, if you will. It can carry it. And I think that's I think also something to consider. That aside for just looking at aside for looking, and I think this was Mayim yesterday, I believe, where it says that the businessman has to really understand and appreciate that there's Torah to be. He has to guide his work towards Torah. Torah. He has to find a way to implement and to integrate Torah with the work which he does. Sneak it in, I think, is what the Rebbe uses. The term the Rebbe uses. But yeah, not only does the water drag us down, let me rephrase. The water only drags us down when it comes with a heaviness, but it comes when we're heavy inside, when we're, miserable about it, when we're harshness, when we're light, when we're happy, when we're appreciating, when we're feeling good. The water, not only will it not drag us down and under, the water will in fact rise us up and help elevate us itself. From the water itself, it will raise us up. So that's the way, we should thank Hashem every single day for the job which Hashem gives us. We should thank Hashem that we're living in an unbelievably wealthy time right now. We should thank Hashem that we have, all the comforts we could ever dream of, and then some. And appreciate all of them, and appreciate that we have a job to do as well, and appreciate that we get to be involved in the process, And as the Zohar writes, we're not eating from the bread of shame, where we're just given something for nothing. So yeah, I think these are, concepts to truly help us, guide us through the day. Not to survive the day, but to uplift the day. And so then the day should uplift us as well.